Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Gold Rush, and I'm just emptying out this Frankenstein right here, and as soon as that has dropped all the way down to 0%, I will switch this one off again, and then we will start loading it up. I'm going to get the wheel loader, we're going to load that one up, and when that one's full, I will then empty both of them out into all of the mats over here. And then we will wash all of the mats out. We'll take every single mat and bucket, we'll wash them all out and get what gold that we can. I don't know how much we're going to get, but I'm hoping that we'll get a reasonable amount. Once we've done that, then the plan is to upgrade everything that we can upgrade, which is going to be, well, we've already upgraded the two at the bottom, so it was the duplex jigs. Those are, I think those are gravel pumps. I think that's what we got down there. I think those are gravel pumps. And so, yeah, once the gravel will, they can stay there. But we'll get the new Trommel, which is... Actually, I think the one that we got over there is Old Arnold. Now, I was thinking of testing the Old Arnold one and then getting the brand new one after that. But I've now sort of thought that maybe we won't bother with that. We'll just go straight to the top one. We've already got Stage 2 one there, the derocker. So we just want to replace that one with the brand new version. So we will have the best versions of everything right the way through. Once we've done that, then we can do another full load up and we can test all of the mats. Very soon, there is another update coming into the game, and this new update is going to have a new machine where you can take all of the mats, and instead of having to rinse them into buckets one at a time and then put them back, you stick all of the mats all together into this great big table, and that deals with all of it. You don't have to worry about anything. It does the whole lot for you. So let's just switch that one off a minute. We can leave a little bit of dirt on there. That doesn't matter. That's at 91, but the important bit is that the bottom bit is completely empty. So if I jump out of here, I will run up and I will get my wheel loader up there, which I must say, towards the end of last week's episode, I was starting to get a little bit better with. I was starting to be a little bit more impressed with the machine. It's not quite as evil as I thought it was. I'm not gonna take away this area up here, or at least not yet, because we want to be able to get up onto the dirt over here to access some of the other machines. So I will keep digging down this way. We will sort of dig in here a little bit, where I'm walking right now, just here. And we'll try and dig down that way a little bit more as well. I don't know how steep it gets right here. This could be a little bit of an issue for us as we dig down. I'm not quite sure. We may end up needing to be driving the wheel loader in sort of from this point here. I'm not quite sure. So we'll find that out in a minute. But anyway, I need to go and refuel this thing first. You know, I only just noticed that they've actually got the door tied open. I never noticed that before. Look at that. A bit of string along the back tying the door open, and they got a spare hose there as well. That's absolutely brilliant. I've actually done this before. I have done this myself. Tied the two doors together. Unless you get the string just right and you can tie it nice and tight, the doors do tend to rattle side to side like this, and they bang and bang and bang and bang, and it's very, very annoying. But I think that does look reasonably tight, so it's probably going to be all right. We'll just bring that one over there, and if we can get a bit closer. Nope. I just need it. There we go. Use. Ideal. So we can fill that one up with fuel. And as soon as we've done that, we can then go back down there and we will load up the conveyor. So, yes, the wheel loader, I definitely felt that it was improved on what it was previously. I'm starting to get used to it. I wouldn't say that I really like it, but I'm definitely starting to get a bit more used to it now. It's not quite as evil as I once thought. So, yeah, I'm still torn on this one. I'm still torn because it's caused me so much pain and misery that I'm sort of loath to admit that it's actually any good at all. I really am. So, yeah, we'll work with it. So bring this one down around here. This is the bit that I don't like, is the way the camera doesn't stay with the machine. If the camera stayed just behind the cab like that, it would be a lot easier. It really would. I would be able to get on with this one so much better if the camera stayed at that angle. But as it is, it doesn't do it. So we'll sort of bring it to about here, and I'm hoping that that is going to be sufficient. Let's just bring that back through there, and then we can bring it up here. And like we found last week, it's actually, so long as you go reasonably steady, it's not too bad. I pointed out that I thought that, I didn't like that you couldn't turn it with the handbrake on. Several people have said that, well, actually, if you were to do this in real life and you tried turning the thing with the handbrake on, you probably wouldn't do your tyres a lot of good. In fact, you probably wouldn't have any tyres left at all if you tried such nonsense. So, yeah, okay, granted, that might not do it a lot of good. I don't actually remember. The only wheel loader type machine I've ever driven is a JCB Farm Master. I have driven an articulated telehandler, but that I feel is an altogether different machine. It's nothing like this. Whereas what is like this is the JCB Farm Master. Now that one, it does look a lot like this. Probably slightly smaller than this one. I used it for stacking a lot of bales, and people that owned it that I worked for, they were contractors, and they used to use it for, mostly it was for rolling silage clamps. They did a lot of contract silage work, and so mostly that wheel loader was used for the rolling of the silage clamps, and it did a really, really awesome job. It was absolutely perfect for that. But I don't remember anything about the handbrake. I don't think I'm pretty sure I wouldn't really have bothered with the handbrake. With any loader work I've ever done, I've never really bothered with a handbrake, so the handbrake probably wouldn't come into it, whereas I'm using the handbrake on this one in order to stop it as I'm tipping out. The handbrake's on, it's still moving forward, which it shouldn't be doing, but yeah, that is the difference. In real life, I probably wouldn't be using a handbrake at all. I'd be using it on the clutch and on the accelerator, and sort of, you put it backwards and just accelerate ever so slightly to hold you steady on a hill, things like that. All practices that anybody who's driving big machinery for any length of time sort of gets into the habit of doing, just because it speeds things up a bit. I'll just move that one in like that. There we go. So yeah, if I was to operate this in real life, I probably wouldn't be touching the handbrake at all. Whereas now I do use the handbrake an awful lot because it's the only way that I can properly control it. And I do think that makes a difference to how I'm using it and how I'm operating it. We are on 50% full at the moment, so I am spilling a little bit, but I don't know if I'm actually spilling some of this as I back out of the pit. I think that is part of where some of this soil is going, and maybe a little bit off to the side as well. I don't really know. Let me inch forward a bit. There, let's try that. And then tip it down. See, I think I may have gone too far forward there. Because it's now only... What was it? Well, I think it was 51%. Now it's 61%. You can get 11% into the bucket. So I think I am doing this slightly wrong somewhere. It might be as I'm backing out of this pit that I'm losing a bit. But I should be at 66% with the 6 loads. And instead I'm only on 61%. So I've definitely lost some somewhere. Quite where we've lost this little bit of soil, I'm not quite sure. There you look, I'm sort of tipping quite a bit there. I'm 69% on there, so I definitely lost a bit there that I shouldn't have done. I think I just need to pay a little bit more attention to how... See, it's this bit here. As you back out, I've definitely seen some tip out then. So I reckon that's part of it, is backing up that steep hill. If we can change how we do it, maybe, so that we drive forward out of the hill, drive forward out of the pit, maybe, that might help a little bit. Tilt that one right over there. 79. Yeah, so I did 10% in that load. But if I'll tell you what, if I come all the way into the pit like this, and then before I go anywhere, no, I've already spilt a little bit. But I tip it all the way, I lift it all the way up. No, it's still dropping some. As I was driving backwards, some was definitely being spilled. I'm not sure how much of this load has been spilled. The handbrake is on, but I was still drifting forward then as well, and I can see off to the side, some of that load tipped off to the side, which is not really what you want. Right, we will do one more bucketful in there, and that will take it up to, I'm hoping, 97, 98. It probably won't be 98 because of the amount that we're tipping as we back out of here. There, see, there's some. But if we get this bit lined up, maybe we can get most of it straight into the conveyor. There. Tilt that down. Tip. You just got to tip steady, I think. No, I definitely spilt some out onto the ground just then. How much I spilt onto the ground, I'm not quite sure. We'll find out as soon as I move back. 96. I got 10% in there. 11% is the maximum, I think. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Right now, we will park that one up there and stop it. X to switch off. Right. That's the first bit done. So now what we need to do is get those two emptied out into the plant. But before we do that, we need to turn all the plant on. So we'll run over here. We will turn on the water. We'll make sure that the water is all on properly as well. Go through there. Right, the only water that comes out is just into this one. And then it flows from there on down. Oh no, we do also have those two down there. And they're running as well. Okay, that's all good. That's all brilliant. That's all wonderful. And we come up here. Somebody pointed out that we now have lights on here. And I didn't actually pay attention to them. Start. There we go. Look, see? Lights. They've added lights above. So you've got power switches. You can see when they're actually on. That is absolutely awesome. Call Jack. Okay, I don't know who Jack is. But yeah, I didn't actually notice that little detail. You got the red lights above it when the things are on. That is absolutely brilliant. There's another wonderful, awesome little tiny detail that you don't actually sort of think about being important until you actually see it in action, and then you think, actually, that's a really good idea. Ooh, what's going on there? See that? See that? Yeah. Slight graphical glitch there, but that's a nothing. That's an unimportant minor detail. Now, we jump into here. We will come out and we will move it again like that. There we go. Now, is that in the right... Yes, that is in the right place. That should all go straight into the derocker. So if I go to Frankenstein conveyor and I press G, it should start it up. There we go. It's on 13% fuel. That should be enough. That should be fine. So then I can come into this one and I can start this one up as well. That's already on the conveyor. So I press G and start that one up. And that one is working brilliantly as well. We're going to dump a little bit in and then it's going to start emptying out the bottom end. All of that should flow up through. The top one is almost ready to start tipping into the derocker. It should come out of there. There it is. It's tipping in now. So that comes out of there and then it starts running through the bottom end. And you can see the rocks coming out now and tipping down here. That is wasted material. But we've already tested this over in Old Arnold where you can actually pick up the tailings. You can't pick up the tailings from this one. They just kind of vanish into thin air. But we did put the tailings back through. We tried it a couple times and we got absolutely nothing from them. There was no gold coming out of them at all. So those tailings, once they go through, that's it. They're all done with. So that is running through there. And then it's running through the trommel. And the trommel is... We are getting a little bit of earth coming through. Now, I'm not sure what the advantage of having the better trommel. Does it? I don't know if it processes it faster or if it does actually extract more dirt, more gold from the dirt. I'm not quite certain what happens with that. And you got this one here. This is the Old Arnold trommel. But I don't think this is the one that we want. I think this one we will send back to storage and we will get the other one. We'll get the full upgrade one and we'll get the full upgrade thing to go in there as well. We'll get both of those and we'll run them. Rather than messing around with the bits in between, we can always go back and we can sort of knock it back down a step. If we decide that that might be a better course of action, we could make a little bit more cash out of it. I'm quite willing to go and give that a go. But at the moment, I don't really think we need to. Right. At the moment, we've got 15% left on there. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is whether or not we got enough fuel in this one. Now, that's down to 10%. Actually, we'll probably be okay for fuel. This one here is just about empty. 7, 6. Right, that one's just about done. And how are we doing over here? The mats at the top are up to around the 80% mark. These mats down here don't seem to be growing particularly fast. They do seem to be a little bit slower than the ones at the top. I don't know if that's significant, if there's a reason for that. I'm not quite sure. They are going up though, 59 now. Right, that one's finished. Well, almost. We just got to let it empty out once the belt itself is emptied out. So let me just look up here. There's the last of it up there. As soon as that is finished, we can stop this one. And then we've just got the 60-odd% to run through on the bottom conveyor. And then we can start emptying everything out. We can get a whole load of gold. A vast fortune we can make. So we switch that one off there. That's all done. And what have we got left over here? We've got 60%. Just going to sit and let this all run through a minute. That one's empty. We've just got the last of the soil to go up across the belt. And then we can switch it all off. Just let the final bits of soil run out through here. We are 94% on some of those. Excellent. That's going to be a nice big pile of gold that we're going to get. You can probably hear a lot of noise in the background right now as my neighbour's still doing some work on their house. I'm looking on here, and there's still some dirt coming through. Yes, you will almost definitely be able to hear a load of noise in the background, but I can't, unfortunately, sit and wait for it to finish because I'm a bit pressed for time. So, hopefully it's not going to drown us out too much. They could be going for quite a while. That's the other reason that I've got to just sort of keep going and ignore it. It's a little bit unfortunate, but never mind. We'll be okay. We'll be fine. So we got 91% on the buckets, and we got 95, well, between 90 and 95% on the mats up here. Down there, those mats are only on 65, so those have come up by 5%. No, 7%. I think they were on 58 when we started. So about 7, maybe 8%. These up here, these have gone up by a good 20%. So it does look like the mats down there are a lot slower than the other mats. I'm not quite sure if that's significant. I don't know if that means anything. Whether it means that we were digging up soil that's got less earth on it or something. I genuinely have no idea. So let's just stop that one. And then we come over here and stop that one. Right. I'm hoping that the noise has kind of stopped for a little while at least. We've got... Oh, I spoke too soon. We need 3 buckets. We need 3 buckets for those up there, and then we also need 1 bucket each for those 2 down there. So we want 5 buckets altogether, and we're going to need them full of water. I'm just going to sleep the night a minute because it's getting darker and darker. I figure it would be better if we get a little bit of sleep, and then we can... Well, how much have we got? 10 ounces from the workers, which is about $12,000 worth, and 4,000 paid out in wages, which isn't too bad, plus 125 cubic meters of soil processed. I swear every time I start talking, they're starting making noise next door. It's going to be... It's getting worse. I'll see if I can edit some of this out. I really don't know if I'll be able to edit the audio very much on it, so I do apologise for the noise today. We need to have our water pump going. So if I get that one going, and... You gotta be... You don't actually wash the... We'll just put that one down there. You don't wash the water out of the other one. I don't think you do. So let's start that one up a minute. You don't wash the water out. You don't wash the gold out of these down here, or I don't think you do anyway. If you just leave them running, it still doesn't wash the gold out. But anyway, I'm going to take both of them off just in case, and I will do that. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put one on there to fill that one up, and then I'm going to take this one here. And I'm going to put it on there to fill that one up. And then we can do it like this. This is efficiency. That's what this is. Well, it would be if I... Where did I put it? Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let's put that one down there. And then pick that one up and put that one down there. The other thing that we'll be able to do soon is we'll be able to move buckets and stuff around. You'll be able to move them all around. Right, I'm going to put this one back over here because, quite frankly, I'm going to mess something up otherwise. So we'll put that one there, and we'll just lie it down there like that. And we'll just stick with this one. Take you, put you onto there. It's funny how some of the buckets fill right up to the very brim, and others only go, like, part way up. I'm not sure if that's an indication of when we bought the buckets, so sort of how old they are for the game, or if it's an indication of something else. No idea on that one. It'd be interesting to find out, though. I think I actually do want this hose for that one over there a little bit later. I don't want it at the moment. No, what I'm going to do at the moment is I'm going to put 2 buckets up on there, like this. If I can. I need to jump up and put another bucket up there. There we go. So we've got 2 up there. And I want 1 over this side as well. There. So that's that taken care of. And then we got 2 buckets over here. I got 1 that's going to go over this bit. I'm going to drop that down there. And then I'm going to start lifting all of these mats out, and I'm going to wash them in... You know, it would help if I actually wash them in the bucket. So we'll rinse these mats off into these over here. And I would just show you... I get told this every single time I wash mats out. I get somebody comment, you know you can wash those twice, don't you? You've just wasted gold. So look, I will show you. I will show you in just a minute. I'm just going to do... It would help if I didn't dump it on the ground. That's going to fill this bucket up, so we weren't going to get anything else from that bucket anyway. I'll put that one there. This one I'm going to put over here. These 2 I'm going to put over here. So they are out the way, and we can sort of see how much gold we get from them. But no, I'm going to pick up the first one on here, and I'm going to put it in the water. Right, now watch this. Watch very carefully. I'm going to try and do this again. And it's telling me there's no gold in the minor mosses. You can only do it once. Okay? Just to clarify, you can only do it once. You used to be able to do it twice, but that was a very, very long time ago. You can no longer do it more than once. There we go. We'll put that one in there. And you can only fit 4 miner's mosses in each bucket. Even the small mosses like this, you can still only fit 4 in a bucket. So put that one. And this second one, we're going to put over here right beside it. So we got those 2 there. Then I'm going to take these buckets down here. And these have got more stuff in them. But those 2 I'm going to bring over here so they're close by. We can do those first. That one has got, it's 90% full, that bucket. So take that one. And I'll bring that one over there as well, and I'm going to put that down there. It is quite dark down in this bit. It'll probably be alright. We got that one down there, and we got those 3. So those 3 up there now, they're the bit that we're going to do next. I actually need to go up this side. I want to go up here. This is the most awkward bit, is getting these off. So we'll take that grill, and we will put that grill over there like that. Put it on that side. And then the rest of it, I'm hoping, will work quite well. We will pick this one up like this. And we take a moss. I think they've slightly changed the way the mosses work. So we put that one in there. So they don't drop down through the bottom of the sluice quite so easily as they used to. It used to be that when you pick them up, very often they would sort of catch through the bottom of it. And it just made life a little bit more difficult. Right, I need to jump up a little bit. There we go. I'll grab that one. I want to put that one down there. And we can take the next one. Put you in. Right, there's 4 done. I need 1 more. Take that one. 3 done, rather. So there's 4 done. So we've rinsed all of those into there. And so, yeah, this new machine that they're bringing in, you just take all of the mats and you put them straight in. You don't have to rinse them into buckets and then process all the buckets all at once. I think you just kind of you rinse, you line up all the mosses in it, and then after that I'm not actually sure. I don't know if it just sort of produces the slurry that you then put in, whether it's just 1 bucket full of slurry that goes through the wavetable, or whether there is a bit more than that. I don't actually know at the moment, but it does look really, really cool. The machine that they've got going there, it does actually look pretty cool. So we'll put that one down there. And I'll come over this side. I've got 2 mats that I need to rinse in this bucket right here. So do that. And put that down there. And then I got 1 more over here. And we put that one in there. Right, so there's the 4 in that one. So we got those 2 have both had 4 mats rinsed off. And then we got 1 more that will do the last 4 mats. And I will just show you, for those of you who don't think that I know what I'm doing. There, see? You need clean water. It won't let me do it because we've already done 4 in each. And so we want the clean water there. We'll do 4 in that one. Bring that one up over. There we go. And grab that one. That's the last one. And I think they're just getting noisier in next door now. So there's not a lot that we can do about that. I've got 4 rinsed off in each of those. So we've got the different ones all set up. We've got those 3 up there for the ones at the top. Those 2 over there are for these 2 here. Actually, I can bring those a little bit closer. And then we've got the other 2, which are the buckets straight out the bottom of the gravel pumps. They are lined up at the bottom. So we can just drop these 2 down here so they're a little bit closer, be quicker for working through. And we can get a rough idea of how much gold we get from each one. So I want this one switched on. There we go. And I will plug that in around that side. I'm doing it with this one rather than anything bigger, because if we use a bigger machine, if we use the big generator up the top, it's just going to get expensive. So we'll put that one on there, and I also need water. Should be this one, which can go on. Oh, the water goes on this side. There. So we put the water on there, and then that water it stays on now on the table. You don't have to switch the water on and off. Switch that one on. So these first ones here, these are the buckets that have come straight out the ends of the gravel pumps. So we'll see what we get for these. Tip that one in there, and I'll go and put this one back on here a second. No, it's not up there. It's that down there that I want. And well, it was like 309, wasn't it? The best way to do this is if we empty both buckets, and then we can go I think really the best way to do it is we'll go and sleep the night, because that will tell us how much we personally earn. It was about 309, so that looks like it was roughly 14 for the bucketful. It was 320 something. I can't actually remember. Right. That's gone to 333. We're going to go and sleep the night now, and we're going to see what we get from that afterwards. Have I got a light here anyway? I don't have any lights over on this side. It would be better if I did, because we'd be able to see things a bit better. We're now on 343, so we'll go now and go to sleep. So we know exactly how much gold we've earned from those two coming straight out of the gravel pumps. And then we will go and see. This doesn't actually sort of give us a true indication, because you also, when you're working, there we go, we've earned 40 gold. So we've got 20 ounces of gold from each bucket. It also depends on how much gold you've got in the earth that you're tipping into the machine. That can also affect, it's a set amount of dirt that runs through to fill these things up, apparently, rather than because I thought it was the other way around. I thought that if you had a load of low gold bearing dirt, it would just take much longer to fill the mats up. But no, it doesn't work like that. I probably shouldn't have left the generator running, which means that the one up here is probably empty as well. Yeah. Okay, I need to switch these off if I'm doing this whole sleep the night thing. So let's go over here, grab that one, top you up. There we go. Right, if we press stop and then start. There we go. Right, there's that one running. And we can come down here and we can do the same to this one down here, and we can get that going. It's an expensive thing to do to forget to turn everything off. Bring that over and start. There we go. Right. I'll drop that down there a minute. So, these next two here, these are from the hog pans down the bottom. So we want to rinse these out. So we're on 352. So we get that hog pan there. This one can go back over here onto the pile of buckets. We're on 352 we were on. I'm not going to bother sleeping the night after this. I'm just going to tip the next one in. So 52, 59, 60. We've got 8 ounces off of it. So, well, that's, no, nearly 10. We're pushing for 10 ounces. Yeah, I reckon around 10. So 362.1. I think maybe we had slightly under 10. 62.1 is what we're working on. So dump that down there. Still very, very noisy next door. 62.1 we were on, and it's going up. Still going up. So 67. It actually looks like it stopped. It looks like it's slowing down and it's about to stop. Oh, no. 62.1. So we're on 371. We've got... right, so we are on about 9.5 ounces per bucketful. That's not too bad. 9.5 ounces. We had 20 ounces on the other ones. So now we see what the big mats get. So 71.7, roughly. He is 6'9", so yeah, 0.7. So 71.7. Stick that in there, and we'll see what that one comes to. We'll see if all three of these are roughly the same as well. Come down through here. 71.7. Well, we're well over 10 on that. 91 is well over 20 on that. Okay, there's quite a lot of gold in those mats. Those mats are actually pretty good. Right, 97, so we were 71.7 and we're now 97.7, which is 26 ounces. 26 ounces of gold. That's pretty good, actually. I'm quite pleased with that. So we go 97.7. We'll say 0.7. I think technically it could be 0.8 if you're going to round it up. But 97.7. Let's just wait for that one to filter through. Slowing down a bit. 97.7. Oh, it's still running. So we've gone up past 20. 23. Right, 23.8. So, it wasn't far off of 0.8 the last time. So we've got 24 ounces off of that bucket and 26 off of the last one. So there's 50 ounces off of 2 bucketfuls. 23.8 this one was. Let's run through here. Dump that one down there. And we'll just wait and see what this one runs out at. 23.8. It's on 450. 23.8. So we've actually had about 26 ounces off of this one as well. Overall, that's pretty good. I'd say yeah, we had a good 75 ounces off of that, and I think we had, what did we have before? We had 20 ounces, so we've had just under 100 ounces in total from this. 100 ounces total yield from... Oops, I didn't actually want to coil that up quite that much. Put that one back on there. There we go. Okay, it's not supposed to be quite that tight. I'll bring that one over here. And then over that way. And then bring it back like that. Nope, it still springs back. And then it stays stretched out like that. It's very weird. I don't like that it does that. But still, not a lot that we can do about it. So let's just go and switch this one off. Right, you're done. Yeah, we had about 100 ounces from that clearer. I forgot to check what the actual total was when we started, but it's not far off of a full 100 ounces on that. So let's stop that one, and we'll put this one back on there so that we don't forget to do that later, which is something that I have done before. I'm going to go and sleep the night again so that we can just get a definitive answer for the second round of gold. We go up here and put that one through. Dawn? Yes, I'm quite sure. Right, we're now on 459, but that is the 9.8 ounces we gathered by our workers. We got... Seriously? Oh, 97.5. That's including... no, earned gold is our gold, isn't it? We got 97.5. Okay, I miscalculated there. 97.5, plus we had 20 ounces from the day before, which is giving us a total of 120 ounces, or just under 120 ounces of gold from one clean out. That's pretty good, because 100 ounces of gold is... What is it? It's $1,200. It's $120,000. So $120,000 for filling up those conveyors. Was it 2 or 3 times? That's a good rate of pay, I'd say. I'd say that was fairly reasonable. We don't need to complain about that too much. So our next task is to unplug these. I want to get rid of this one. That one's got to come out, so we'll take this one off. I'm just going to move this pipe over here a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to take that cable there, and I'm going to pull that one back over here as well. Okay, let's just stop. What are you doing? Okay, that's actually really cool. I've never seen that before, and I like it. I like it a lot. Why won't it let me grab you? I love this game. I really... Oh, I nearly had... There we go. I got it. Right. That's more like it. Let's just bring that one back over here so that it stops doing strange and goofy things. And we'll come down through here. So we want to just detach this one. We've got our extension cable on there. I want to get you, take you off. Bring you back over this way. And I can actually just stop that one there, I think. It's going to let me. I'll drop it down there and I'll coil it up from this end. Hopefully it's... Is it going to let me coil it up? Thinking about... Oh, there we go. Now, I've coiled it up. There we go. Drop that one down. So, everything is unplugged and ready to roll. So, then we can go running up to our tent up here. We can check if we... I don't think we've got any more workers at the moment. I was told that in order to get more workers these days, you've got to mine your own gold. And you get workers turning up based on how much gold you actually mine yourself. So, it's completely down to us actually doing some work. Not just messing around, you've actually got to do some work. And we got one person waiting. Let's bring you on. Hire. Welcome aboard, sir. Welcome aboard. Now, let's just see if we can get you a decent job. What do we got? So, Nighthawk Valley, Trommel, drilling machine. Oh, they never used to have those. Right, the drilling machine, you can use the drilling machine. I'm quite happy for you to use that one. There we go. And, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I want to go in here, and I want to go to transport. So, Old Arnold, no. I want this one here. We got the TDJ. We don't want the sluice boxes. S-Rock sluice. No, we don't want sluice boxes. We don't want sluice boxes. We want the derocker. Need to move that one over there. 2 Frankensteins can stay. And I've got Old Arnold's Trommel. That's not... See, Old Arnold's Trommel, I don't actually think we want to use that one. We'll put that one back as well. Because we're not going to be using it at the moment. We want the... I moved the derocker, didn't I? Oh, there's the Trommel. That one right there, I want to move you as well. So that's going to 5,250. Good gravy. Okay, order. Did that work? Did that actually do it? Did it work? I don't know if it did or it didn't. Yes, it did work. Right. So now I need to bring up... Right, it's the Glacier Creek. Now, is that a trommel? You got the reinforced trommel. Oh, yes, right. The Glacier Creek is the shaker thing. So take that one. And the reinforced trommel is the one up from the old Arnold trommel. That's the top level one is the reinforced one. So order those two and shut down. And then we'll go outside and we'll take a look. This is what we should... Yes, there we go. Look at that. So we got this one right here, the Glacier Creek thingy-majiggy. I don't really know what this is for, but... or what it's supposed to represent, anyway. But there it is. And then we've also got this one right here, which is the reinforced trommel. How that is going to be better, I'm not actually sure. I don't really understand how that is better than the one that we were using, because it's still just a big drum that turns in a circle with a grill on it, and it puts stuff through. So how that gets more gold than the other one, I don't have a clue. This one here, I could understand that this one would get more because of the better way that it shakes and moves stuff around. But that one doesn't make any sense to me. I don't really understand it. But I'm sure there is a reason. Maybe the mesh is slightly better calibrated or something like that. There could be a whole host of reasons why one is better than the other. I'm looking at the time, and I'm thinking that we are running a little bit shy on time today, so it might be better if we come back to this next week. We can put all of these in place next week. We will just jump into the Frankensteins and move them out of the way, because they're both going to be in the way, I suspect. That one is definitely, and I'll move this one out the way anyway. Right, how do we start this bad boy up? I need to go to Drive, and then Start. And then I need to go back onto here, and I need to lower that down a little bit, like that. Oh, no, I didn't mean to climb out. I need to... Oh, there we go. F and R, so we want to do that. Right, that should be good to go now. Take the handbrake off. And then we just inch around here. Actually, I want to just lower that down a bit more so that we've got a bit more maneuverability on it. There we go. And we'll drive this one up over here so that he's slightly out of the way. And then we're in a better position. We can move that conveyor belt over this... not conveyor. We can move the excavator out over this way. We'll be able to use that one for swinging the trommel into position. And also getting the... Not the derocker. What is it called? That other thing. Glacier Creek. Why is it Glacier Creek? I don't know why it's called a Glacier Creek. That makes no sense. Unless it's... Is it something to do... Is that like a reference to the show? It's got to be. I'm sure it is. Unless... No, this is Nighthawk. This is not Glacier Creek here. I'm assuming that that's some sort of reference to the show, rather than anything else in particular. Yeah, well, if anybody does watch the show and that's sort of making sense to you, I'd really love an explanation, because I've got no clue. I genuinely have no idea what they're talking about. Let's just switch this one on a minute, and we'll lower that all the way down there, and then... There we go. We'll bring that one right the way down, and fold it back up again as well. Excellent. And then Drive. We will just reverse all the way down here so it's out of the way. We got room to bring our excavator in as well. Didn't break. It didn't break the little wooden thingy. Very disappointed with that. I like breaking the wooden thingy. It's actually a very, very satisfying crunchy sound when it does that. So we'll stop that one there. Switch you off. Jump out. And we're good to go. So... I'll move those in the next episode. I'm going to put the excavator up there, and then I think we're going to try and use the wheel loader to drag them over. It will just be dragging. It's not going to be pretty. Rather than using this one, because if we use this one, it takes absolutely ages to get anywhere with it at all, and we don't really want to do that. So if I start this one up, I'm going to bring digging into play, and we'll bring that one around like that. Going to lift that one right up there. And then I'm going to drive straight off the end here, and I'm going to hope that we can make it. Can we make it? Oh, that was easy. I'm actually a little bit disappointed by that. I was hoping for something a little bit more dramatic as it plumped off the end of the little step there. You do that in real life, and it does end up being quite dramatic. Especially for the person in the cab. You do tend to get knocked around a little bit if you do that. So yeah, if you enjoyed the episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.